Eros, the god of love, lust, passion, eroticism. Isn't love a beautiful thing? Love has a bitter side and a sweet side. I hope we all only see the sweet side. There are countless stories about Eros that have survived to this day. Eros, the god of love, is depicted as young and handsome in the original stories. In the Hellenistic period, Eros was depicted as a baby, different from the original story. Eros is sometimes depicted as a god with arms of flame, but most of the time Eros looks human, like many Greek mythology gods. The characteristic of Eros, the god of love, is that he makes people fall in love with each other with his magic arrows. Cupid's arrows, often aimed at random, were thought to make people, heroes and gods, fall in love. Have you ever thought, why the arrow? Because, as we all know, emotions such as love and passion are feelings that often arise for no apparent reason and can make a person feel if they have been shot in the heart. All the gods and goddesses of Greek mythology have a specific origin story, but the story of Eros is a little different. Just as love arises for no apparent reason, according to the stories of Greek mythology, there is no reason for Eros' emergence. Eros, the god of love, is believed to have originated with the world and its people. When we look at different stories, when Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, was created, two more gods emerged from the foam that formed around her. These gods are Eros and Anteros. While Eros makes humans and gods fall in love with each other, Anteros punishes humans and gods who do not reciprocate this love. Eros, mentioned in some stories as the son of Aphrodite, is one of her most loyal servants. Aphrodite represents the love of women, while Eros represents the love of men. There are also stories that Eros was captured by Kronos and his wings were eaten because he informed Zeus when Kronos went to eat Zeus. It is believed that Eros makes people and gods fall in love with each other with his arrows, but these arrows have no effect on him. But there is a story that tells of even Cupid's love for a beautiful mortal woman. The place where the legend takes place is the city of Miletus on the Aegean coast. The king of Miletus has 3 beautiful daughters. Psyche, the third daughter, is the most beautiful of the sisters. Psyche can't get married because no one dares to marry such a beautiful girl. The people become so enamored with Psyche's beauty that they forget the goddess Aphrodite and do not visit her temple. Hearing this, the goddess gets very angry. The jealous goddess summons her son Eros and orders him to make Psyche fall in love with the ugliest creature in the world with love arrows. The king consulted the oracles, who told him that the gargoyle, who would be Psyche's husband, would come at midnight over a rock to take her. The king, who was very saddened by this situation, bowed to fate and took his only daughter, the beautiful Psyche, to Mount Wish with his own hands, placed her on a rock and returned to the city. Coming to the Mountain of Wishes, Eros sees Psyche and falls in love with her. Coming to the Mountain of Wishes, Eros sees Psyche and falls in love with her. Eros hid his identity from Psyche and never shows her his face. That's why the room where they were together was always dark. Eros visits Psyche only when it is dark and does not allow any lights to be lit during his visit. Although Psyche does not object to this request, she is very curious about Eros' face. One night Psyche tells her lover Eros that she wants to meet his family so that they can see that he is well and not be sad, and Eros agrees. Psyche's parents were very happy to see her. His brothers quickly forgot the joy that he was alive, and in jealousy they toured the palace, marveling at its splendor. They tell Psyche that she must see her husband, that if he is a monster and has a child, he will also be a monster, and they worry her a lot. A doubt creeps into Psyche. She decides to see the face of her lover Eros. When night falls, her lover Eros comes to the palace. When Eros falls asleep, Psyche gets out of bed, picks up a candle, approaches the bed with the candle in her hand, and looks at the face of her lover Eros. She sees Cupid's face and is speechless from his beauty. For it was her husband, a god, Eros, who lay spread his wings before Psyche. When Psyche saw before her eyes not an ugly snake, but the most handsome young man in the world, she was so enchanted that, in the absent-mindedness of love, she dripped a few drops of the candle on Eros. Eros opened his eyes in great pain and woke up with a sense of betrayal and disappointment. Angry at his wife, he left the palace, and the whole palace was destroyed. Psyche desperately searches for her lost love all over the world. Psyche finally realizes that she must discuss the situation with Aphrodite. To test her, Aphrodite gives her a series of powers and tasks that are very difficult to accomplish. These missions are very dangerous missions, like going down to the land of the dead, 7 stories underground. Pish, a mortal, cannot possibly fulfill these tasks without the help of an immortal. Psyche takes Persephone's box on her last mission and accidentally opens it on the way back. Inside the box is a deep sleep spell, and Psyche falls asleep. Eros sees this and is terrified, thinking that Pish might fall into the sleep of death. Eros immediately embraces Psyche and brings her to his palace. He asks Aphrodite for a helpful Psyche, who does not wake up from her sleep. Eros makes Psyche drink ambrosia, the syrup of immortality he received from the god Zeus. Eros makes Psyche drink ambrosia, the syrup of immortality he received from the god Zeus. Later, Eros and Psyche have a daughter named Hedone Pleasure. In countless works that are considered to be the source of Greek mythology, we see that the relationships between Eros, the god of love, and the other gods are full of conflict, because the arrows shot by Eros are powerful enough to make the highest gods fall in an unrelenting infatuation. Zeus, the chief god, Apollo, Hades, and even Aphrodite have all fallen victim to Eros' arrows. Seneca, in his work Phaedra, tells that Eros' arrow wounded Zeus with unquenchable flames, that is, with love. In the same work, it is mentioned that many gods were expelled from heaven and condemned to live on earth because of Eros' arrows. Moreover, Eros, the god of love, was not only capable of making humans and gods fall in love. Cupid could also tame wild animals. Our viewers who have had their share of Eros arrows, you can share your thoughts in the comments. For example, I fell in love with a girl in my life, and she showed no interest in me. So unfortunately, love is a painful concept for me. I hope one day will come and post a very nice comment under the video saying that the girl I love and I are together.